I was still having thoughts about college. I was like, my mom, she was like, at least I want one kid to go to school. Like, I'll make it by all means, like, just please get a degree. And I was like, okay, fine, let's just see. So she sold actually an NFT, A World of Women, for me to go to college. And I feel so bad because I only went for like a week. So I have to pay her back.
Hello everyone and welcome yet to another episode of NewForum. NewForum is bringing together leaders, creators, new starters and new perspectives on crypto, the Metaverse, NFTs, Social 3 and DAOs.
And as always, we have a very special guest in today's episode, Imani Hamida. She's a digital designer, Web3 gamer, and co-creator on Moongate Guild. We'll hear more about this project soon. Today, we're going to talk with her about her design process and gaming in the Metaverse. She will share her experience as a young Gen Z talent who has so much support from her family who are also in the Web3 space. Thank you for joining us in today's episode, Imani.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing great. We're just really glad you could join us. And it's amazing how, there's like all these different time zones and we're still like making it happen. I really love
right.
That. So maybe you could tell us about your journey as a digital designer, Web3 gamer, and also maybe you could share a bit about your work as a co-creator on Moongate Guild. That would be really awesome.
So, okay, I'll start from the beginning. I'll tell you guys how I got into crypto and how my journey thus far. So back in 2020, like early 2020, around exactly when the pandemic happened, I was graduating from high school. And then the pandemic happened and like everything got cut off and like that was like about to be the best 2 weeks of the rest of the school year. So I was like, if I didn't even get this, why would I go to college like this? I don't think this is for me. Like I was just having thoughts about college and then I was like, let me just sit out the summer to think about it. And then in the summer, my sister introduced my whole family. We got on crypto through DeFi. My first DeFi protocol was Bundles Finance. It was Bundles Finance at the time. But now it is Bundles Bets, it's a sporting bets platform that we, Gentry Media, my family inherited. We now own that protocol. And so basically from then, I was like working on alongside of Bundles and like helping them like do social media management, which I still do to this day. Fast forward into 2021, March, like around February, I was still having thoughts about college. I was like, my mom, she was like, at least I want one kid to go to school. Like, I'll make it by all means, like, just please get a degree. And I was like, okay, fine, let's just see. So she sold actually an NFT, A World of Women, for me to go to college. And I feel so bad because I only went for like a week. So I have to pay her back A World of Women. But like, after that, I was just like, okay, bye. Like, let me just go to YouTube University and like do everything in my power to like make it like basically make it on my own and like so I don't have to go to college. So I then found fashion NFTs, digital wearables and stuff like this. And at the time, I wasn't too sure like the purpose of them and like it was still new and I was just like getting into the community. I was looking up tutorials on like how to make like the clothes, the fabric, the garments and things like that. And I just kind of pushed it to the side the whole time, even though fashion has always like been a passion of mine, like, but the traditional fashion industry was way too like oversaturated for me that when I found digital, I was so like, it sparked a fire in me basically. And from then, like, I knew that's like what I've always wanted to do. So I was on YouTube and like I was following this guy, like this juice box tutorials, just trying to teach myself how to like make my own NFTs. And I made a shoe. It took me like 7 months, but I did it. So I put that to the back burner. I was like, okay, I'm equipped in wearables and like I know I I see that it will become useful for me in the future and I will eventually need it. But like now I want to focus on like I want to like help in other areas that are my interest, basically. So that comes Moongate Guilds. So Moongate Guild is a gaming Web3 guild, which I started with my co-founders, Eliza and Cynthia. We are game agnostics. We focus on design principles, game design, and game tokenomics, and we would like to amplify good gamers, game thinkers, and games in general. So we're really here for like the long term of it.
So let me rewind for a second. So your mom sold an NFT for you to go to college. Like that story alone, I think is so.
Yeah.
So your guys are still like your family is still running that DeFi protocol. Is that right?
Yes, that's
wow.
correct.
What a
It's
story!
a family affair. Definitely a family affair, and I really love that. Like, you know, you're just like a great representation of what Web3 is doing. You're learning self-taught. You know, you're doing things by yourself, and oh my goodness, like that's redefining education in itself. You know.
Honestly, I'm still so baffled by the story because I can see myself in you as well, because I was starting college, when the pandemic hit, and I was like, is this really like worth it? And I had to transfer campus to online, and I was like, wait, is like, college really changed and education really changed with Gen Z, like
Right.
I think Gen Z really has a shift in their mind and see like YouTube, all these resources, and it's like you said, the traditional industries are really changing and Web3 is really disrupting this. So I think it's really interesting to see, young people like you talking about this, what is going on inside their minds of like, wait a minute, like these people online, they are actually making more value or, getting more for their skills. And that is really like fascinating to me from you to hear,
Yeah. And likewise for your story too. It's interesting what it did to us. COVID, it really shifted the narrative for it. Like it showed that it's not even necessary. And I've seen like on Twitter, like I work with so many people who are still in middle school, high school, like children basically who are making generational wealth for themselves that don't even need regular school at this point. But yeah, that's amazing. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing.
We're happy to have you on. I quickly want to ask you, you were so young and I think you said last week you went to the crypto conference in LA, you said. How was that experience for you, How was it meeting people and everything?
Yeah, I really love in real life events because I feel like that's when you can get a good gauge of just the space in itself too. You learn a lot. But that was my first panel I spoke on. So of course I was nervous. I was really at first, and then I loosened up because it was just like people are really there to learn. And I feel like I have been blessed to be able to educate. And like once I step out of that like nervousness and realize that this is all bigger than me, I like it's so fun for me now. Like it's a journey I love. I think being like with my family and like my sister and my mom, them being in the space, that really helps me because like I was on the panel with my sister, and like it's like we work together like all our lives we've been together, so it's like it's natural. It's really natural for me now.
I think it's so cool for you, like having that family support and like, having these values like your mom knowing crypto. It's something that not everybody can say, like that their mom knows crypto, that their parents are really engaged in these topics. And I think that is just awesome for you, for your growth, for having that support around you. So the pandemic has affected many industries, but especially gaming has been booming within the pandemic. Like we see a lot of people now earning through the gaming industry. That's their job now. So I'm wondering, what got you interested in gaming and what kind of changes did you see within the gaming industry?
Basically, we've seen a lot of play to earn like models come up, and I think Axie was really what revolutionized the whole Web3 gaming industry. Even though blockchain gaming has been a thing since like 2018, Axie was really the first start to when we saw like a real phenomenon. And also, let me add that in the Philippines, it's the number one, that's the number one NFTs. That's where it's at. And like, that's a third world country. And it sparked my interest because I'm half Kenyan. So I was always like, I've always wanted to give back to my home and my people basically, and like into Africa in general, and like just third world countries. And I wanted to access that in a way that was economical for me and them as well. We talk about this a lot in Moongate, how like mobile platforms will like change the like everyone has a phone basically, and in third world countries that's everything for them. But now that they could earn through their phone and like online and just playing games, I saw that as like it was a no-brainer for me. Like I really have to be in this industry and like help in ways that I could do it from there. So in Moongate, our philosophy is like basically to work with nature and nature works with us. So I think that's what we're working towards, is to like basically help like these countries all together. And I'm always like, my mind's always everywhere. But basically, another thing about the gaming industry is that it's like a $300 billion industry. That's more than the music and media, all of that combined, the fashion industry combined. So if we incorporate that into now, like we give the users an incentivized way to like earn back their money that they've invested, that will disrupt the world. Like I believe so. And yeah, and in gaming, all these industries intertwine within themselves. So like I also feel like back to helping like in Kenya, I'm friends with a lot of Kenyan artists, like musicians, just artists in general. And like eventually, if we were to create games, Moongate, we would involve all of these Kenyan artists and musicians into what we're building. So like we all win, you know? And that's really what really like started my journey, and I'm like excites me.
Beautiful vision, mission that you have. I think it's beautiful, and I'm also part Ghanaian, and I really and I'm super passionate about the emerging market, and so I'm really glad that you are focused on that, as well, because there's just so many communities within Web3, and it all depends on what projects that you want to focus on, that you want to work on. And so I'm really glad that we have somebody in there, pushing for that market. I really appreciate that. And we've actually had a few guests from Ghana as well, and it's been really great because we really care about Web3 is all about diversity, inclusivity, and we're still defining this space, but I really love that it kind of opens up all these opportunities for everyone, kind of. We haven't yet gotten there yet, but I think eventually that would be really awesome. Like you said, like imagine creators, all these amazing, talented people in these like third developing countries. Most of them have no access to do a lot of things, right, to gain the value for their work. But yeah, Web3 is gonna make that difference.
The other day, you guys had a Nigerian artist, a fashion designer.
Hadia.
This story was incredible.
Right?
It's really a paradigm shift, like what's happening now. Yeah,
exactly.
Transfer, because it's like, because what she wasn't able to do and have the accessibility before, it's now opened up. And like I love that. And like other country, Twitter is banned, things like that. Like now we could do that with blockchain. They can't. It's we own that. It's decentralized. So it's amazing to see. I really love it.
Yeah, we really appreciate your mindset, and you're really I can only say that, but you're really on the right track with what you're doing and with what you're thinking and like your vision. And I think so many creators feel like you, and they want to, own a part, but also give back to their communities. And a decentralized world would just make that more better, more opportunities for more people, more diversity. And I think that's the ultimate goal for all of us, that we, for example, if you want to work in fashion, you don't have to be in New York, and really working your ass off, but you can be somewhere in the world building your own,
getting a bunch of coffee.
but with your own community, you know. And it's like there's so many barriers sometimes to entry, you know. You can try so much and you can try, but it feels like you're never enough. But with blockchain, with apps that we can build, like we can own these things and we can pass that on to our people. And I think that's the motive, you know. I think that's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to all of this because, yeah, like Joyce said, you know, a lot of talented people graduate from school, from college. I mean, they pay so much, they have so much debt to pay, but then they cannot really get a job, you know, and so they end up taking on, I mean, let's say they cannot really build a career. So they end up taking just any job just to survive, to be able to pay their rent and stuff like that, their bills. And so this is definitely it's a game changer, and we are like super excited. And this is why we have, I always say it, like it's become something, I think I'm repeating this all the time, that I'm super grateful for NewForum, because it opens up this type of conversation. It sparks these kind of conversations, and we get to have different people, you get to hear different stories. And I really love that, you know, you're from Gen Z and you're young, and your story and just how sweet and driven you are. I think it's really great, because sometimes people are wondering who are these people behind this crypto, this like gaming, this Web3 thingy. Are they like geeks, robot, like, you know, like there's just all kinds of ideas, and people use their own imaginations. But I think this is great that you can see there are real people behind it, real people with real values, people who care, people who want to make a meaningful mark in this world, you know, and using these like new technologies. So that's like really great.
Yeah, and I agree. NewForum is what you guys are doing. It really opens up the door for like I can't even tell you how much this call means to me, because I feel like it really is. It's like it's the start to a lot of new things, and like you guys are really paving the way, and that you found me. I feel so blessed. I love you guys.
Oh, thank you so much. That means really a lot. You know, Salimi and me, we love talking with creators, and you know, this is really like, we have so much passion for this, and we're really grateful. Also, I have a little side question for you, that is, I wonder, like your friends, you know, that are your age, you know, like just going to college, do they have the same kind of mindset, or is there still like people are they into crypto? Like, are they into DAOs? Like, what is their kind of perception of all of this?
So are you asking for the people in like my area where I live, or like
like your surroundings? I mean, your family is into it, but I'm wondering, your friends, you know, from school, maybe from high school, are they like getting there, or are they still like, what is this, you know?
So basically, I always say this, that I try to put my friends on, but it's like with crypto, I had to make new friends, because they don't, some that get it, they actually get it, but like if you you can't force someone who doesn't want to learn, but I feel like eventually they will get there. Now in my circle is really made up of my family, like extended family as well. My cousins, we all work together. We've got them involved. So like they're learning as well. And I think they're putting their friends on, and I try to put my friends on, but really though, in me personally, my friends, not really. And it's unfortunate, but I've made new friends. So through crypto, but
I think it's also like a lack of education, you know, it's still so fresh and new, and there are not, like, there are resources, but it's still kind of not the norm, I would say. It's not integrated if you go into school, if you go into daily life, that there's NFTs and all these things. Like in some places you have, you know, Bitcoin and all these things, you can pay with Bitcoin cards and stuff like that. But in general, it's not like the mentality is still not there with everyone yet, you know, so give them time, you know. Yeah,
it's not really inviting yet at all. Like there's still a lot of gaps in the system, like with gas fees, that alone, that could really turn someone off. Like we're still I think we're in the experimental phase, like we're very early. We hear that so often, but it's true. Like there's still so much to be learned. And like I was saying with Axes, they're like what they did was revolutionary, but at the same time, it took up like 70% of like transaction fees, and it like really slowed down the network, the ETH network. And that wasn't
It wasn't
was
sustainable, I guess. I think you're right. Like the onboarding process, like when we had even like going back to this like inclusivity and trying to make it more accessible to people in like developing countries, emerging markets, some of the things they fall into is like other hurdles is just simply even finding their country on the list, you know, that's just one thing. And of course, like sometimes a gas fee could be even more expensive than the NFT you're trying to, you know, you're trying to buy. So yeah, there's still a lot of work, but I think the beauty about Web3 is the potential. It's potential, like the potential of Web3. You know, I like to think of it that way because it's still evolving, and in a few years, who knows what we're going to call it or how it's going to be defined. But the idea of decentralization, ownership, data like ownership is just brilliant, you know. But yeah, it's got the potential, and I think we all have a role to play in it, you know, and these type of conversations help. And as an artist, I think most artists are still like caught up, or like I wouldn't say caught up, they care so much about like the tangible things like touching, feeling, and they're so used to that old mentality, right? And some sort of like a comfort zone, you know. So the paradigm shift is very important here, and it will take time, and most of the structures, infrastructures aren't exactly there yet, even with the metaverse, right? So you can exhibit your NFTs in a metaverse museum or gallery, but it might not look exactly how you want it, and you don't really see the use or the need, or like what the heck, you know, like you still don't see the value. Most artists don't see the value. They want to see it in the real space, in the physical, but like Joy said, it would take time. The more like we're able to develop these technologies to get to where it's supposed to be, and the aesthetics are improved, because artists like to see beautiful things they create, right? And so if the aesthetics are improved, the technology is great, but we need to make it more accessible, one, and we also need to improve the aesthetics so that more people who look at stuff like that can also I'd say get in there. So I have a question. As we're talking about, I think I mentioned the metaverse a bit. So do you believe in the metaverse, and what's the future of the metaverse in gaming? What would you say?
Basically, I'm very optimistic about the future of the metaverse. I see it like it has so many opportunities, and it's a lot, the sovereignty that it brings to a lot of people and a lot of communities. I think that that's amazing. That alone has me like I'm like its number one fan. I don't even think that, I know that everyone says like you have to look at it like there could be like a dystopian type way it could go down that way, but I don't see it. I see that like conversations like such as these, like if we still find like-minded people and build and are here for the right reasons, I know that it will become everything that we idolize it to be. The future of gaming, I'm very excited for. I think interoperability will be huge when like people, these geniuses, basically these devs, find a way to have these blockchains talk to each other. Because right now, say if you have a game on Ethereum, you wouldn't be able to trade your assets to, say you have a game on like Solana. So I know they're already getting close to doing that now, like World Wide Web, they do that with, you're able to use NFTs throughout the game. And I think that's pretty cool too. But with Web3, I believe that like the blockchain technology will enhance the user experience for players. So I'm very excited to see what will happen for that, the potential it brings.
Right, and I wanted to ask this quickly because as you were answering, I was thinking about the fact that there's such a strong connection we've noticed between the fashion and the gaming industry, you know, and it's like quite interesting. And any thoughts on that? How will the future of that look like? And you know, in connection to the metaverse, it would be nice to hear your thoughts on that.
I'm so glad you asked this. Like, I love digital fashion, and I always tell my my co-founders like one day we're gonna have our own merch. Like, this is gonna be it. We're gonna make wearables. But yeah, because it is true. Like, everyone in game, like they games that are already here now, like Fortnite, you have skins. Those are basically now transfer those to NFTs. It's a game changer. I think that's very necessary, and I think like digital designers, fashion designers, metaverse designers, they're all like, it's all needed right now. Like that will be a huge, huge, huge factor in Web3 gaming, is the fashion of it. Also digital fashion, I believe that just alone by itself, that's the fashion in itself, because it helps a lot of issues that we have in the world, like sustainability. That's a huge one. Like that's so important. I know that just even coming here, like I was like I was thinking, because I was gonna wear like this other shirt, and I was like, I really only have clothes that I used to only take pictures for, and just I honestly think that's a waste. As long as I stay away from fast fashion and like I have staple pieces, I think that that's unnecessary, and the overconsumption of humans alone already, it's diabolical at this point. But like with Web3 fashion, we can change the whole narrative. We don't have to continuously have consumption or overconsumption. And like I see it in you could wear it as wearables, or you could even do it as Instagram pictures. You could put your fashion designs like on yourself and your clothes, and no one has that. I think that's huge, because also, and you can authenticate your clothes and your bags. I think that's what the luxury fashion brands found at first, because that's like there's some of the first movers in the space. But eventually I think people will catch on, and like that is basically that's the future. It's amazing.
It's breeding a whole new world for design. I think like there's much more, you can imagine much more things that were impossible before. And like you said, it's solving the sustainability problem. You can prototype without even having to order any fabric, and then you can think, okay, maybe if I want to have a physical dress, that's going to be my one piece out of the collection or something.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I think it's great. Like it's really great.
Are you excited about it? I know you do fashion.
Yeah, I'm super down. Like I've been, even just the past couple of days, I had like an idea in my mind. I was like, I want to design something, and I was thinking, because I had fabric here, and I was like, nah, you know what, I'm just gonna do a prototype for now, and then I see if I want to do it in real life or not, because
Yeah.
And it's like right now I'm thinking a lot about the Snapchat technology with AR, and that's really exciting. Yeah, that's really exciting to me, because I tried out the filters and I was like, whoa, this is huge, because I love photo editing and I love like collages and stuff and things, so for me this wearing the thing actually is like super cool. But I still have to figure out the body typing on the software. So but I have found super many great people who said, yeah, I can help you with it and stuff. So for me, I'm all about it, I'm learning every day.
Super awesome. And I keep saying, I'm gonna learn how to design digitally. And I keep saying that, and I never do. And so hopefully
we will have a workshop, Salimi.
Yes,
we will have
yes,
a workshop.
Joy, we need to, because I desire to do it, but I can't seem to, I guess, make the time. But I should.
It's very
even
yeah, but like it's
even
just sign me up for that workshop too, because I need that as
maybe
well.
we should actually like get Shaylee and everyone from the we should ask some people like Shaylee and Roy and everyone.
Right?
Maybe they're up for it, maybe they
that
are.
would be awesome.
I was just gonna say also for we had an amazing guest on, Shaylee Harrison, and she studied fashion as well, and she designed these game characters like flowers, like as game characters, and I was like, ooh, like my design heart was like, whoa, like you can actually make a super cool game character now. And before I even like thought about animation school and all these things. It's really like getting into animation school for like anime and like Disney and all these things is really hard. Like it's really, really competitive, and there are not many schools. But now you can teach the software yourself, and you can make your own game characters and find people who maybe want to make a game with you. I think, that's amazing, I think.
Exactly. Like this year, even I never really tie myself down to just like one title. Like this year, I would like to even get into animations and like photography to like see those industries and how they intersect with each other, because yeah, they're all necessary and we all do work together in the end of it. Like I think that is the coolest thing ever.
I'm super excited to see what you're going to do with your project, I'm super excited to see that, and can't wait to
Moongate
see you
Guild,
strive in the space.
we're keeping our eyes on you. The emerging market, we're keeping your eyes on you. And yeah, this has been really great. It's been such a chill conversation, and I really loved it. And I'm wondering if there's something you'd like to share with our audience, maybe our Gen Z audience who are listening to you, and if you have a key takeaway, or how they can get involved in any projects you're working on, or gaming in general, that would be great to share.
Yeah, I will definitely. But can I add just right now, my group chat, I couldn't find that word, is blowing up, of my Eliza, she's my co-founder. She's just sending how Genshaw Impact, which was her favorite game, they just announced that they're spending $65 million in funding to explore nuclear fusion. And I think that's huge. I just want to touch on that because everything that's even happening in our world right now, the war and what's happening with Ukraine, all of that revolved around energy. And the fact that a gaming industry is looking to better ways, to more effectable ways of nuclear energy, and they want to help have a cleaner way to clean up the environment, basically. And I think that really aligns with what Moongate is. Like I said, our philosophy is basically we work with nature and nature works with us. So things like that, I believe that we would want to incorporate as well, helping find energy. And I think the possibilities are endless at this point. And I'm so excited for the future of Moongate. You guys can follow us on Twitter at Moongate Guild. We are also in Discord daily, every single day. I live in Discord now. But yeah, you can also follow me if you would like. I'm multi-money crypto on Twitter. And yeah, that's all I have for now.
Yeah, I love that. You're touching on things there's so many things that we can solve, and we're super excited to have you in the space and to see you grow within. And thank you so much, Imani, for taking the time being on today. It was such a great episode. Thank you so much.
It was. Thank you. We really had a great chat with you, and we love everything you're working on. So much potential, and yeah, you've got our support.
Yeah,
our community right behind you.
Thank you everyone for joining today. If you guys also want to get more involved in what we're doing, we are on IG, we are on Twitter, NewForum_NCO and NewCoin. And we also have a private Telegram group where we discuss everything that is happening within our space. And also subscribe and like, because we are always coming up with new guests and new episodes on NewForum. And I'm so stoked. I was so stoked to have you on today, Imani. Really love to see your energy and can't wait to see what Moongate Guild is doing in the future.
I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Imani. Thank you, Joy.